Okay, so we did a movie adaptation of Oryx and Crake. Yeah. We're gonna go straight into the special feature, which includes the trailer and the a commentary by the director and co-writer.
No audio?
Not yet.
Okay.
Where's the sound?
Why is there no sound?
Wait, it's a good question.
There you go.
It's coming from the laptop or whatever. And now the commentary.
It was 4 years ago in 2012 that Lightstorm Entertainment first approached me about directing a movie adaptation of Oryx and Crake. I was pretty skeptical at first because I'd heard about the rough shape it was in after the last 8 years of development hell with Paramount. Also, I was gearing up to direct the next 4 sequels of Avatar, and I didn't think I'd have time to direct this movie until they're all done, probably in the next decade. But then I read the book, and I thought to myself, this deserves to be on the silver screen. And so we bought the rights to the film, and here we are now.
Yeah, so as James said, he's been busy working the last few Avatar sequels, so he brought me to tell.
We've worked together for a decade. And this year,
Sorry about the volume. Is this
I was still heavily involved with the film, but without him, I doubt it.
Sure. Okay, so talk about
So, part of the trailer is a bunch of clips from Guardians of the Galaxy, Jurassic World, and The Maze Runner. So, when they show like the guy with like the purple thing in his hand and exploding everything, that's supposed to be like the disease that Snowman created because it's meant to be such like that Craig created because it's meant to be like so extremely painful and kind of wiping out society, and that's kind of what we pictured. And a lot of the Oryx and Crake's kind of major themes are like genetic modification, and with Jurassic World it really shows a lot of that, and then the scenes from Maze Runner show kind of like the post-apocalyptic world that happens in Oryx and Crake, and like the first scene when they have like the helicopter going through the desert with all the buildings like completely collapsed, it shows, it's kind of like what the world is supposed to look like. And when they show them running, the people from the Maze Runner running into the compound, it's kind of symbolizing the compound in Oryx and Crake.
Okay, then we have a commentary between James Cameron, who is the director, and Emmett Eagle, who is a fictional co-writer of the movie. And they talk a bit about the background of the movie, how it came to be, and then also go into some of the special effects included.
Yeah, well, we talk about CGI and how we create some of the animals in Oryx and Crake, and how we just kind of talk about the very specifics of how we made the movie.
Yeah. Okay. Back to presentation. Then we also had a screenplay for the first scene. Oh, here's a extract from it. Black. Eyelids open. A fuzzy view of foliage blowing in the wind. Camera sways slightly. Sound of the ocean. waves sloshing. Seabirds shriek in the distance, moaning as Snowman wakes up. View focuses. Snowman sits up. Camera moves to horizontal. Exterior, forest, dawn. Ground view of Snowman in his tree. Some trash in the foreground. Snowman is 28, but looks older, filthy and thin. His hair a mess, wearing only a dirty blanket and a broken watch. A tiredness beyond caring in his face. He slowly wakes up, surveying the forest around him. Snowman. Expletive. So the first scene basically shows him waking up and going down, seeing the Quakers at first. Important difference in the movie from the book is we have a sort of imaginary Oryx going along with Snowman, who exists only in his head, but the audience doesn't know that at first. So he talks to Oryx, she talks to him, and this gives a context for the flashbacks to his past. And so the first scene just goes through him meeting the Quakers, and you're not really sure where he is, and right at the end of it, you see like old buildings in the water collapsing, and you get the sense that this is post-apocalyptic. That's all you get.
So for the cover art, we were trying to think about what we wanted it to look like, and we knew we wanted it to kind of go along with some of those sci-fi genre covers. And so we thought it would be kind of fitting to put some sort of human figure on there, or a Quaker. And so I'll explain later how we ended up with a kind of ambiguous Orcs/Quaker figure. And then we also considered putting a Reclunk on the cover, but we decided that for the film adaptation, we thought it would be more fitting to have a glow rabbit instead. So yeah, can you put the slide? So I had this picture on hand when I I'll do a little bit of explanation. I had a AP Studio Art project in high school. And I painted my sister's face, and then I took pictures of it. And I have a pet rabbit. It would be funny to take a dramatic picture of her holding the rabbit. And it was a horrible picture, but it ended up being perfect for this project. So I dug it out of my files. And so I went through a couple different drafts. I started with this one. Wasn't too happy with how the rabbit looked. It wasn't glowing enough, and then the color was a little weird. The one on the far right was getting closer to what I wanted. I played around with putting some of the text at the bottom that you often see on sci-fi films. And then we ultimately decided to take that off because looking at other Criterion covers, they don't usually include that. We also chose to add the quote, "We understand more than we know." We thought that was kind of going along with the film's emphasis on like progress of science and just a general commentary on that. Played around with the text a little bit. Can you put the slide? This is what we ended up with before some of the text and cutting out this bit. Can you flip it one more time? We decided to give it more of a sci-fi feel. We added a glitch to the Orcs and Crake name. Just to give it a little bit more visual interest. Yeah. So this is how it looks once it's fitted for Blu-ray dimensions. You'll notice we took out the text at the bottom. Flip it over time. We drew inspiration for the formatting from Ghostbusters. We liked kind of how it was kept very simple. We looked at this one mostly for color references because we wanted everything to be black in the background, so kind of drawing from this color palette. And then if you flip one more time, I particularly liked this cover. I thought it was nice and simple at the front, and then I didn't want to put images on the back, and so this was a nice guide there. Can you flip? So this is what it ultimately ended up looking like. You'll notice that from Goodfellas we kind of took the back, and then color palette from the Ghostbusters film. The back, the text is excerpts from our Criterion essay, or critical essay, sorry. It's touching less on the actual content of the narrative of the narrative of the film, and it touches more on themes and how Cameron has, or the director has tried to, make the film adaptation.
Okay, so for the critical essay, we decided to discuss the focus of the movies. And so we decided to choose James Cameron as a director because of his works with Avatar and all the CGI and cinematography that he does with that, and how he would incorporate those same technical movie features into the genetically modified animals and the apocalyptic scenes. Where we said to discuss the state of human relationships, so here we chose Dylan O'Brien as a snowman, so he's alone there, and we decided to incorporate the ghost of orcs to show his alienation with being alone and how he considers himself snowman because without other people they as company, he considers that he's no man at all. And we picked out different scenes in our essay, and so there's the one scene where Jimmy and Craig had that argument on courtship behavior, and so we tried to figure out how it would show that complexity of the relationship and how Jimmy was confused and how he wanted to say some things to Craig, but he knew that he couldn't, and he had to say what was right. So we said that James Cameron would provide the voiceovers of Jimmy saying, "Oh, I really want to say this, but I know I can't." And then and how the movie developed the Quakers, we would have where in scenes from the past, Craig would be saying, "Oh, I'm gonna choose, the Quakers are gonna do this for their mating ritual," and then in the film they would have the Quakers actually doing that to kind of show that background. And so we also said that Cameron really wanted to emphasize the presence of corporations because corporations, they really commodify everything. And so the message here is he wanted to show the rising influence of corporations and the morals and ethical values of those corporations and how, Healthwiser, they wanted to create a virus so people would have to, pay for their vaccines. And then these are just some scenes that we picturized in the movie. So this is one scene of the apocalyptic. And so we said that Cameron would use present day scenes and then turn it more into the apocalypse so we can see the change in the purge. And so these are just more scenes. This is what we thought that the Clevelands would look like. So it's a very, this is Times Square, I think, but it's more dark. And then this is just another scene. So this is how we pictured when Jimmy's making his journey towards where paradise to get more supplies. That's what we pictured him walking through the compounds.
So, last but not least, we made a game version of Extinctathon, like they have on the DVD sometimes. So, here we go. Extinctathon, monitored by Mad Adam. Adam named the living animals, Mad Adam named the dead ones. Do you want to play?
Yes.
Good. Right answer. Okay, enter codename. Okay. Oh, yeah, it turns out humans are extinct now. So, how many legs? You have to guess. How many
2.
legs? That's right. Phylum.
Yes.
Don't worry, I have the answer sheet here. Yes, that's good.
Oh.
I'm good.
Yes.
Girl.
Word.
Mammal.
Primate.
Primate.
Family.
Yes.
Homo
Mammal.
sapien. I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
This actually isn't a fun game. I can kind of understand why Craig destroyed humanity after playing this. James. Oh no. Last scene where? Okay, you win. Play again.
And then
Yeah, and I loaded several animals that were mentioned in the novel into it.
That's actually awesome. And,
So, yeah, if you lose, you just lose and you can play again. It's fun. Okay, that's our show.
All right.
That's all, folks.
Thanks.